TV, bringing good things to life. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
It's 30 minutes past 6. Hello there, good morning and welcome. This is AM News on Adoatv Television. We're live all across the world on TV and online from digital address GA2260733. We're also live on digital channel 37 and 38. Good to come to your homes with another edition of AM News on Adoatv Television. My name is Na Anyema Collins. In our top stories this morning, His Excellency Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has said that certificates are irrelevant without skills. Also coming up in the world of business, Ghana is placed or ranked as the 8th country with gross domestic product. Details of these and many others coming up in the next 30 minutes. Please be my guest. Let's settle for the details now. The news is live on Facebook at Adoatv Television Ghana. There you may want to join us with your thoughts and comments. We start off. The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, at the launch of Ghana TVET service, has said that the age of digitization is moving the world to a space of skills and technology, and very soon certificates will be meaningless.
We are seeing a movement away from a world of certificates to a world of skills. Your certificates only matter fundamentally in this new world if they allow you to perform certain skills. or you bring certain, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who has made education his #1 priority since he took office. Let me also congratulate Honorable Yao Safomafu, Senior Advisor to the President, Honorable Dr. Yao Seydou Chum, the Minister for Education, and many others for their roles in ensuring the establishment of the TVET service. Economics, that if you look at the empirical evidence about what makes countries grow and develop, we know that it is not gold, it is not diamonds or oil or cocoa for that matter. It's not natural resources, but the evidence is very clear that it is human capital, human resources that drives growth, and technology, because the combination of human capital and technology produces these increasing returns to investments in any economy that drives growth. So we've really known this, and you can see the attention that the president is paying and our government is paying to human capital and technology as a way of transformation. As I mentioned during the opening ceremony of the TVET Expo and the 2021 National Skills Competition, a Ghana Beyond Aid could only be possible when the youth is equipped with competitive skills and are introduced to various skilled careers.
Stay with the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, because he added that the introduction of TVET has become necessary because reports from International Labour Office has shown that the sub-Saharan African youth participation in vocational and technical skills is tormenting to 1% as compared to 13% in Central Asia.
Ladies and gentlemen, in various fields in the global economy, the International Labour Office, ILO, in its 2020 Global Employment Trends for Youth fulfill in several countries due to the relatively low rates of youth participation in technical and vocational education training. This imbalance in demand and supply of African education and training systems. The ILO report also confirmed that the participation rate of 15 to 24-year-olds in vocational programs in sub-Saharan Africa is 1%, compared to 13% in Central Asia. As a people, we need to remind ourselves that the young people of our country are among the most gifted and talented globally. However, the onus lies on us, Ghanaians, and government, to provide our high school students with the necessary vocational and technical skills acquisition for the socio-economic transformation of our economy. To this effect, as earlier mentioned, government has embarked on several reforms to reposition our TVET education to produce a critical mass of highly skilled youth to accelerate the socio-economic transformation of our country. The Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo-led government is committed to making Ghana's TVET one of the best in sub-Saharan Africa. And as part of implementing the TVET agenda, the government is establishing the first ever second cycle TVET applied technology high school across the country. We are going to establish the first ever second cycle TVET applied technology high schools across the country. The programs to be offered at the applied technology high schools would be designed as career-based technical education, which integrates career and technical education with a rigorous academic core and industry participation. The programs will be benchmarked against international best practices and standards. Most importantly, the applied technology high schools ensure that it is responsive to the national needs and expectations of socioeconomic transformation. Government has already designated 4 new TVET institutions across the country for this program. Ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying are included in the next academic year's computerized school selection and placement system for selection by junior high school graduates. So they will also be available for selection. And they will be available for selection by junior high school graduates to enjoy the government's flagship free TVET and free SHS for all. He appreciates that it's a major milestone for Ghana. There is also the opportunity for those who complete the TVET programs to continue from the national proficiency levels through certificate levels to HND, BTech, MTech, and to Doctor of Technology level with the National TVET Qualifications Framework, which the Commission is implementing for TVET. So you can have a career and a rigorous education on the TVET path from bachelor's level all the way to doctorate level in technology. Even as we improve the capacity of our educational sector to create a more robust TVET service.
In that report is Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia. Let's move away from the Vice President and do some other related stories, because the Economic Fighters League co-conveners of hashtag Fix the Country movement has part ways with the conveners of the movement. The lead convener of the group, Ernesto Yeboah, says the Fix the Country platform no longer offers harness and credible mobilization vehicle, accusing the conveners of the movement to be pursuing for their selfish gains. Meanwhile, the conveners of the Fix the Country movement have responded to their claims, noting that it is saddened by its accusations.
Speaking at a press briefing on Monday, December 13, 2021, the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Fighters League, Ernesto Yeboah, explained why the group took the firm decision to part ways with conveners of the hashtag Fix the Country movement.
We have invited you here today to inform you and the general public that the Economic Fighters League is no longer part of the Fix the Country conveners. Emphasis on the Fix the Country conveners. This decision was not taken by leadership lightly.
Individuals who intend to have actually construed Fix the Country as yet another political cash cow, like we have seen in the past, must rethink. Fix the Country belongs to the people of Ghana, especially the youth, and we will make it remain as such. Sadly, the Fix the Country conveners platform no longer offers a conducive environment for honest and credible mobilization. The selfish interest of some appears to be driving the movement to what we feared the most, namely that the hard work of the numerous activists will be cultivated to the benefit of certain partisan political forces or interests. Our independent thought is gradually being replaced with remotely controlled thinking
and accountability levels are falling worryingly. The people's movement is being lost, and we have a duty to safeguard it. Like so many of our fellow conveners, we have put everything into this, and I mean everything, and so cannot and will not be complicit in actions that will compromise the people's revolution.
Meanwhile, in a sharp response by conveners of the #FixTheCountry movement, it expressed sadness by the decision of the Economic Fighters League and the aspersion cast onto #FixTheCountry, particularly as no specificity was provided to allow the group understand fully what the issues are. In a statement released on December 13, 2021, the group reiterated its commitment to mobilizing in a non-partisan manner. However, it wishes the Economic Fighters League well in its new pursuit. The statement further went on to appreciate the relationship built between the two groups and regrets that the journey has ended prematurely. We remain open to exploring opportunities to dialogue and collaborate towards building a new Ghana based on patriotism, accountability, and honesty, it stressed. #FixTheCountry will continue to invite all Ghanaians towards the greater goal of a new Ghana, which is not divided by partisanship or ethnicity, it added.
Update of this particular development in our subsequent bulletin. Let's move away to the Volta region of the country, because the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapor, as part of his Volta regional tour on Monday, 13th December 2021, made a whistle stop at the Dei River in the Hohoi metropolis, which he has been cleared of all filth through the 3 planting initiatives started by the Member of Parliament for the Hohoi constituency in a person of Honorable Peter Amewu. According to the minister, the Dei River is by far the cleanest he has seen since they start to search on illegal mining and small-scale mining in the region.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapor, as part of his Volta regional tour on Monday 13 December 2021, made a whistle stop at the Dei River in Hohoi, which has been cleaned of all filth through the tree planting initiative started by the Member of Parliament of Hohoi, Honorable Peter Amewu. The minister, being impressed with the work done by the youth, congratulated them for availing themselves of such a worthy cause, saying, "This is indeed very remarkable." The minister opined that this is a true example of ramification of the Green Ghana initiative, which is a vision of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He called on all Ghanaians, politicians, public servants, citizens, and all stakeholders to mobilize themselves and support government to green the country. He also employed the opportunity to express his gratitude to Honorable Peter Amewu, the Minister for Railway Development, and the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, who accompanied the minister and his entourage to the Dei River, saying that he is grateful for such a noble and laudable initiative. He said, quote, "I believe this is what is expected of all of us as Ghanaians, where politicians like him and various stakeholders will partner and assist government for us to be able to preserve and save the natural resources of our country," he said. Honorable Jinapor added that he has traveled the whole country and this is by far the cleanest river he has seen, adding that it is his wish that all other rivers in the country will be as clean as this has become. Honorable Amewu, on his part, called for the support of the Lands Minister, entreating all Ghanaians to support the Green Ghana project come 2022. The Chief Director of the Ministry, Professor Patrick Agbeshinyele, giving a brief background of the river, said because of urbanization, the river got polluted with heavy waste which affected river supply, which affected water supply in the area to the point of households getting access to water only once a week. He said to salvage the Dei River, A tree planting project was launched in between February and March this year, which mobilized the youth to clear the river of all filth and then planted 40,000 trees 100 meters along both banks of the river, while assuring that 99.9% of these trees planted have survived. The Green Ghana initiative was introduced by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources 3 months ago. The rationale behind it was to plant 5 million trees in one day. According to reports collated by the ministry, the said target was exceeded on the D-Day.
Just join us, you are watching AM News on Adoatv with me, Nanya Collison. Let's do the latest in the world of business. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has described the economic outlook for the coming year as positive, despite the leveraging concern about the passage and implementation of the 2022 budget, as well as possible distractions to global supply chain following the emergence of the Omicron variant of COVID-19 pandemic. The economic outlook for 2022 is positive, though some potential risks should be closely monitored. In particular, the uncertainty surrounding food prices and petroleum price adjustment and other potentials and the second round effect of these are likely to exert inflationary pressure in the outlook. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has described the economic outlook for the coming year as positive, despite the leveraging concerns about the passage and implementation of the 2022 budget, as well as possible distractions to global supply chains following the emergence of Omicron variant of COVID-19 pandemic. The economic outlook for 2022 is positive, although some potential risks should be closely monitored. In particular, the uncertainty surrounding food prices, petroleum price adjustment, and potential second round of effects of these are likely to exert inflationary pressures on the outlook. These trends point out to increased consumer confidence and preferences for digital payment options in the economy. Dr. Ernest Addison suggested that the economy has reached a point where there is no room for policy fabrications on all levels, warning that anything short of connected effort by all stakeholders to meet revenue targets will be unsuccessful and anchor to encode the gains we have made in the last 4 years. The market assessment of the 2022 budget also suggests leveraging doubts about the ability of revenue measures announced to translate into a large increase in domestic revenue. Government expenditure is also projected to increase significantly in 2022. As a market access country, we have a huge burden to demonstrate a strong recovery and to ensure that the bold revenue measures introduced yield the required results. This calls for social contraction on fronts with common aspirations across all to make sure we sustain the recovery momentum. Dr. Ernest Addison commended measures taken prior to, during the height of the pandemic and afterward for the resilience of the banking industry. Visit www.adoanewsonline.com/business for more business news. Let's do the latest in the world of sport. For a team regularly listed among the favorites of the African Cup Nations Trophy, it is quite frustrating for the last time Ghana led his members to hand over the trophy in 39 years ago. In the 1982 success in Libya, the Black Stars beat the host by 7-6 on penalties to lift the trophy, and the match ended in 1-1 draw after the extra time. Ever since, the Black Stars of Ghana has never won the African Cup of Nations.
The Black Stars of Ghana have gone 39 years without the African Cup of Nations trophy. The last time Black Stars of Ghana won the AFCON was way back on 11 July 1982, when Ghana defeated Libya 7-6 on penalties shootout. In regular time, George Ahassan netted to give the visitors a 37th-minute lead, but Ali Al-Behari hit back for the Libyans 20 minutes to full time to level the score. With no further goals in extra time, the game headed into a shootout where Ahassan, Isaac Paha, Samson Lamte, Albert Asase, Winsor Kofi Abre, Emmanuel Kwashi, and Opokwe Friye converted to deliver Ghana the cup. It was the Black Stars' second meeting with the Mediterranean Knights at the competition, following a 2-2 draw in the tournament opener. En route to the final, Ghana accounted for Algeria in the semi-final 3-2 after extra time, having finished second to progress from the group stage after draws with Libya and Cameroon 2-2 and a 1-0 triumph over Tunisia. This is when AFCON welcomed only 8 teams. Since the 1982 success, Ghana has lost 4 finals. 1992 Black Stars lost 11-10 on penalties to Ivory Coast. Black Stars came close to 2010 in Angola, but Mohamed Ghetto's 85th minute goal ensured 1-0 victory for Egypt. During the 2015 championship in Equatorial Guinea, the Black Stars again lost, this time 8-7 to Cote d'Ivoire on penalties. In the delayed 2021 championship in Cameroon next year, the Stars have been drawn against Morocco, Gabon and Comoros. In the group stage, Milovan Rajavec's side will hope to shatter their poor run and leave the January 9, February 6 gathering with gold.
I wrap up on the Wednesday edition of AM News on Adoatv Television. We'll bring you updates of these stories in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, you can visit our website www.adoanewsonline.com for more news. My name is Nanyema Collison. From me and the rest of the team, we'll see you again very soon. Please do well to stay with us on AM Ghana Show as we deliberate on real issues bothering Ghana. Have a good business day. Bye-bye.
Unto us a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Torto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances: TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out. Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Susie eba for ye ne CB men, CB women, CB malakio, ena ye di CB soap nso aba. Ne moment neno ye be pese, ye be kasa fa CB soap no kwan ye fa so e di yusu CB soap no. Ene hia ehun hia se onipe bi a wo Ghana ha ana asase so utumi yusu CB soap no be. CB soap ye di ye pedicure ene manicure. Pedicure ye brea wa apply CB soap ewo unase ene unentin. Na watnasi for some minutes na wahoro ne nyina a wo rere no eye wo nase de no na na pedicure no e na afen so se o de ye onsem na no so hohoro na rere no na e manicure kwa ye fa so e de use CB soap na nkasangasa na me ba be kire no ye we binum ho a wonsem no ayedin ama sabio ne nsa no kura ya akoakoa ebinum nsam tumi ye dendenden ma ne nsanum ni nyina paapae enu nti na Suzy Heba for yakofa CB Heba soap edi abase wo sa haw ni nyina bia ka wakoma to yam ukoto CB soap no bia ba udi nsuo di kan fa onsam na fede weti soap no bia obema na dos wonsam nsati nka ho odi be fa onsayam ni nyina ne onsantam ni nyina uya ne sa wi obetena se fiti 10 to 15 minutes no wa hohoro ni nyina the moment adi soap no be fa onsam a obehohoro no na soap na hoden ekita no na ne onsam eye dead cells ni nyina nti me say o men ko use blade because blade ha wan hwe na akwa nti use small knife and na say scissors se o buy scissors no mumienu se ya na o dia rewre onsam fini nyina se o ye ba ko wie na se na onsam no mu aye no eya no wajai enye ma wo betumi asan apply second soap no so bi na no so watena se for sa bre no o hohoro ana wasan rewre bonso onsam be ye moton kama na ono yire ana o partner bi hia wetumi de onsa fa ne honam no so ana ye kɔ biai bi na se ye chia o so wetumi atie bi se bia onentin ana se opese odi CB soap no eye pedicure ewo onase a ebia o 19 enye din onentin empaipa ya ubedi kan di nsu afa onentin no onase no na wetin CB soap no bi na odi asra onentin no onase ni nyina se odi sra onentin no onase ni nyina wie na opese odi si nsu mu a kwan wo ho nemu ubetwen be 55 to 10 minutes time ansana odi esinsumu ni enti etisa ne se odi sra 19 no sisi ya na odi sunsumu me ba horo ne nyina edubre na orere abon se enye adwuma bi amfa ma wo enti se opese odi sunsumu after 10 minutes no na wasan de esinsumu to di sunsumu so for 10 minutes and after the horo a na wa rere ebeyi dead cells ni nyina ebeyi fine wo 19 ni nyina na bibia aye fine
CB Heba soap, who is say? Who ran now? She Bemampo. She said you use CB Heba soap the tree now. The Nasi Ninti. She said now I CB Heba soap. It works like magic. We are now we are correct. My whole feel why be me when you could yak nimem slippers in what any perfect Nasi. CB Heba soap. Perfect. And you think I recommend myself. So person now we come out. We 19 papa there. Always need use CB soap. Heba. And you put her. Wash. Abba.
Nia to subium ebia o 19 no aye dedendenti na wo ye bra wo de asra wie na wa twen ahohoro a rere ni nyina awie no na fe de wet soap no kakra e de ato raba no so na wo de atwi o 19 no ebia wo ni scrubber bia wo ho onni abo bia wo ho no mo a wo betimi ati soap no kakra de ato rough cement ana abo bia so ye rough so na wo do 19 na twitwi so wo ye ne sa every week bia ye no mpamio na o 19 ni nyina be fefefe na ye mre yen 19 ne nase no e cells a etumi nyin nti se o 19 na anase o nase na ye cells na etumi nyin no se enyiya na cells no wu na o hyempaboa na heat ne kana eno do ye hwan e be sent so your ban na okru was a problem no bi u your bemba na wa was a problem no bi abomodin ase obenya CB soap no bi okoto bi ba fa nsuo di kan fa o 19 no nase na fa soap no bi srasra o 19 no na se ne nyina na twɛn bɛ 10 to 15 minutes hohoro ne nyina na fe di pe small knife na scissors fa rere sa dead cells na wo 19 no na se ne nyina utumi yesa wi a odo pampaboa no hye no 1 month na yi o 90 cent bia wom Suzy Herbal for ye drink kana for ho pa ye 19 ye bia bia ye ne nhyeda nkɔ ho nemom sika a wotumi de titompa sika obetumi ate sika kese de akɔtɔ wo dam nkonwa no wotie konwa no ma empɛn pii no wotumi sisa onan edi sisi nkonwa no ebinom 19 tumi ye rough ama papa ya ma omutumi de tete bedsheet ntimi srew bomodia na abreni abrebia be use sibi soap no bi edi aye pedicure ni manicure ana se odi be yi 19 ni unasi fin eni unsemu fin na aboa na bibie tumi aye kama sibi soap no onipa da se ni bia wa asase so bia no betumi use ena afen so se oyo bia wa propro ye foot rot na obedi kan pe cotton o te cotton na kakra o de cotton no be bonsuo na we bie soap no so o de fafa ni boko ehuro bi beba cotton num fafa unan ni ntem no o de femu a 10 minutes per hohoro anase kona kodware nti me advice say abreni abrebia no so foot rot na be use sibi soap na use no bra why ready anopa e bia opese wo kwakodware uye no anopa ne anwumra wo foot rot ni nyina ebeko eyemwa na ewom e no mu didi unan ni ntem no apropro no enye ye nantem kwa na yewu apropro tumi ye nsa ntem nyina ye won krofo bi wo Ghana ha adwuma omo ye enu nti abrebia na ne nsa da nsuo mu ntino omutumi nya nsa ntem apropro ne bi sa wo so wo sa ha wo ne bi amesrew unya cotton eni sibi soap no bi a ti cotton ne kakra fa bo nsuo sa wo di bo nsuo no wi a fafa soap ne ni boko ro na beba cotton no no fafa nsa ne ntem no mame eno so 10 minutes no wa hohoro uta ye na nopa eni anwumre bia so ha no nyina no ebe feel so na wade ho na bibia tumi aye fine
Sibi Herbal soap amanfo agiato eye samra ye di hwe ye na ho edi na ho na me ni atronchro akrobato mun na mama ya akrobato eti abibia me kanfo ade papa na de mama mi anka se ma yusubi ma wo se ma yusubi enipa me na mo di Sibi Herbal soap mo da e doso obi asem o kan bia ya sem papa e hyen kran se akrobato samana mo di bedwa so no Sibi for di bedwa eye samana papa se wo nanti wo nase wo di basa so no yi ho nyina kakaka bo so na wa se akola foforo no adansi di na media ma wo mintimi ni anipa bia nim ento ade bone ma wo because of my credibility. I'll never lie to you. Me peme man for accept. Na me do me man. Na me die me nya no so me nya ready say me say no anasem de nkika bia be kaka ho. Ne say Sibi Herbal soap nko ade me gina dia that say eye papa. Tobi na be say disitie. Sibi ana Ghana ma any member yet don't want it. We always thank you. Thank you very much.
Ye the herbs and ye Sibi Herbal soap. Ye wondro no bebre wo hodoma ye de pedicure ni manicure use so abra wo use ne mo no na eno mo e ma 19 na ye den. By Sibi soap ntisa mo na use Sibi soap no na e ma 19 no e ye mre fine. Any side effect bia.
Sibi soap no metompa. Obi wo ha ono no wo mane dia oba use shampoo we wo hunu so. Na no wo de man na wo say no an say wo de aye nipa ne nan na wo atwia na aye fine wo bia na wo say wo de wo foot bibi a massage no wo ye bi a massage na asa nti eno no ye easier e mom na ye adwuma so fine me pa cho wo what Sibi soap na wo so hwe no bo modi ana kope ba ko wo kun fi adwuma ba wo de mountain na fa ye ne na wo fa no bon komo wo bia twitwuma no na wa wo be hu say na wo ko na mba
Me mitimi fa me pe enkanfo bibi ma wo mitimi fa me pe e ma wo nyi bibi ni preko pesa na Ghana ye nyina dan adie ansan me kam bi no e fa dro ana bibi ni pa yusu di kono video na ni pe bia na adie fo agiato me akrobato aka who knows tomorrow me catch them say Sibi Herbal soap no FDA for Adoatv, they have proved that it's good for human being to use.
CB soap no pebiato uko drugstore, pharmacy, herbal shop, cosmetic shop. Just provision stores are who do be Ghana Hanum Krana, Omuton CB herbal soap nubu. Bet me a fresh Suzy herbal for ewo telephone numbers are made by Bema so. Near the Kano, 0247 11 1671. Near to Sumi, you know, 0246 578750. Near to Sumi and Saye 0240 952027. Meda Ashafonyina Ase.
Hello Ghana, hello everyone, greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adwa Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Save the future today. Cause the best of
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
CB will make up now. I'm not correct. What's your best mankasa? That's it. Oh, middle. You captures back on CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And 1 year packaging I had a.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share up him for any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go di fie do ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Exactly 15 days into the last month of the year 2021, and we are pleased to come your way once more with what is happening in the country. It's called AM Ghana here on Adoatv Television. My name is Samuel Kusiapia. Pleased to be serving you this morning. Thanks to Nanyama Collison for bringing us the updates from the news world. And of course, we would continue with what the newspapers are saying, and then the discussions, and then we would call it a day here on AM Ghana. Now, I know wherever you are watching us from, wherever you are listening to us from, Facebook, Twitter, you can just send us your comments and your suggestions on our Facebook page, Adoatv Ghana. Tag us on Twitter, we will read it for you. You can also send us a message on our WhatsApp page. WhatsApp numbers will be displayed on your screen so that you can also contribute to the discussions we are having here. So welcome once again. It's AM Ghana here on Adoatv Television, and I would go straight to the newspaper headlines. And with me here, Daily Graphic, truth and accuracy every day. December 15th, 2021. What do we have here? Unsavory vaccine politics will derail COVID-19 fight, President Akufo-Addo. Unsavory vaccine politics will derail COVID-19 fight, President Akufo-Addo tells European Parliament, EU Parliament. Mandatory vaccination kicks off at Kotoka International Airport, over 100 travelers jabbed. And gathering primary data for development. The big story here, birth registry to be revamped. Local government minister is speaking. The birth registry to be revamped. A picture of the current offices of the birth and death registry in Accra. Also here on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Inside Africa, ECOWAS threatens more sanctions against Mali. And in politics, appeal court dismisses Asin North MP's case. Vice President launches TVET service. And iron ore deposits discovered in OT region. Okay. PAWA launches book on Rawlings. And Siam Japan re-elected ESPA president. 31 upstream companies yet to pay corporate taxes. Wow. 31 upstream companies yet to pay corporate taxes. Deputy Finance Minister Mrs. Abena Osea-Sari has said. Wow, that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Let's see if we can get some more stories in the Daily Graphic. Comfort adopts mobile ICT learning to improve school attendance. That's on gender. Also, monitor children's internet use. Organization advises parents. And NPP chairmanship race. Asamoah Boateng promises to mobilize party for victory. And consultations ongoing to purchase new aircraft for Ghana Armed Forces. Minister of Defense tells Parliament. Minority to challenge dismissal of budget motion. Okay, Senior Japan re-elected as the president of the Environmental Service Providers Association. Local content conference exhibition opens in Takrady, and UNICEF calls for renewed commitment to children's welfare. Now, let me go to sports. Obimini Blackman FC wins Asenso Boache under 14 tournament. And Alhaji Isaka pledges to build training complex for boxers. At the back page of the Daily Graphic, Ghana Health Service launches campaign to prevent maternal deaths. And Ochehene marks day with clean up. Ochehene marks day with a clean up exercise. That's it for the headlines and the Daily Graphic. Let's move on to another daily. Is the Daily Guide. Bagman okays NDC motion from Dubai. This has been in contention. Bagman okays NDC motion from Dubai. Otunfor gold coin details out, and KGL acquires first Otunfor commemorative gold coin for 1 million Ghana cedis in support of Asanteman development. Share COVID vaccines worldwide. Nana to European Union Parliament. And the free TVET begins next year. Court throws out Canada MP. Okay. Now, FDA engages importers on new guidelines, and African Airlines protest travel ban. Africa Airlines protest travel ban. Okay, let's see if we can have some more stories here. Pastor 57 commits suicide. Bank of Ghana tightens grip on money laundering. Amansie South DCE adjudged most outstanding DCE. And in entertainment circle there for MTN Pulse Hangouts, Neil Anti Trails fans at Just a Voice concert. And KGL acquires first Otunfor commemorative gold coin for 1 million Ghana cedis in support of Asanteman development. Now, sports. Ghana Athletics Association endorses Sekondi Takrade Marathon. And GFA storms Menchia today. As well, the foreign front, Arsenal strips Aubameyang of captaincy. And Rugby League hits Tamale. Rugby League hits Tamale. This is it for the daily guide. From the daily guide, I'll move to another guide. This time is the new Crusading Guide. Kennedy writes to CJ, wants old judge to continue case. CJ grants request. That is Anas's 25 million Ghana cedis defamation suit. Kennedy writes to Chief Justice, wants old judge to continue case. Chief Justice grants request. Petroleum Commission boss advocates technology optimization transfer in industry. And KGL acquires first Otunfor commemorative gold coin for 1 million Ghana cedis in support of Asanteman development. Sami Jemfi writes on compulsory COVID-19 vaccination. Engineered landfill site underway in Accra, sanitation minister. That's for the front page. Okay, let's see. Ashanti region, Oforikrom MP presents 1,200 dual desk school uniforms to municipal education directorates. And Ocheman Zoom Lion clean chibi to commemorate Ochehene's 71st birthday. Okay. Arrogance cannot help us break the 8th. NPP Ayinswano chairman. Hopeful admonishes government officials. And Ghanaian says to support security agencies to combat violent extremism. Akufo-Addo won't sit in new presidential jet if one is bought today. In Tiwo. And in sports ministry rewards stranded amputee footballers. And Ghana Premier League match week 8 is underway. Maiden edition of Super Volley Championship launched. Okay, the new Crusading Guide. So you can also get your copy and then enjoy yourself. Daily Statesman, Wednesday, 15th December 2021. All should have COVID vaccines. President charges European Union. and proposed new presidential jet not for Akufo-Addo's use. Okay. Plot against my business politically instigated, says Council of State member. Plot against my business politically instigated, says Council of State member. And TVET education gets boost. Baumia launches Ghana TVET service. Ghanaians urged to support security agencies to combat violent extremism. And National Football Amputee Team urged to stop internal fighting. GGSA discovered large deposit of iron ore in Oti. GRA will collect e-levy, Ministry of Finance, and Lands Minister louds Otunfo's contribution to development. Alright. In entertainment, Netflix brings the Christmas cheer with a Niger Christmas. And the new film industry name Black Stars film creates controversy. COVID. MP faces big rebellion as MPs vote on new restrictions. That's not in Ghana. That's in the UK. Arctic heat record is like Mediterranean, says the US. And in sports, Aubameyang stripped of captaincy. Larry Nassar abused survivors to receive $380 million settlement. And Ghana Premier League week 8 matches preview. Mediema will be playing against Legon Cities. In football, MPs ask for immediate change to football ban law to protect women players. And in NBA, Stephen Curry, one of Ray Allen's record as Golden State Warriors beat Indiana Pacers. Daily Statesman has ended. And last paper for the day, Ghanaian Times, most authoritative newspaper. Make COVID-19 vaccines available to all, President Akufo-Addo tells global leaders. And commercial quantity iron ore deposit in Oti. Good news. Bojinapo Samuel, Minister of Lands. TVET, catalyst to job creation, Vice President is speaking. And 9 persons arrested for Kuyore and Skinment shooting remanded. 2020 food security, vulnerable analysis. 3.6 million people lack food. They don't have cho at right time. Okay. Hearing of pregnant Tadi woman's kidnap case begins 6th January. And 2 persons in judicial service receipts. Forgery granted 110,000 Ghana cedis bail. 100 militants killed in Burkina Faso, Niger, joint military operations. Okay, so that's some African news. Okay, Dominic Intiol is still here. Government in consultation to purchase new executive aircraft. Ghana Health Service records 76 new COVID-19 cases, 22 in severe conditions. The Northern Ghana diaspora community in New Jersey to celebrate Damba Festival, December 18th. Not everyone can be okay. There's just the opinions. Ministry of Food and Agric promotes backyard agric with innovative technologies at Ifia Kwisimintim. And 3.6 million people lack food. GEA Mondelez International Cocoa Life Support 436 youth. And Family Health Medical School holds second graduation. Petroleum Commission to set up technology transfer units. And forestalling oil spillage requires robust system. Sierra Leone Vice President tours Gridco. And book on governance structure launched. Okay. Japanese government grants $89,966 for chips compounds at Mamprugu, and commercial quantity iron ore deposit in Oti. Good news. Ghana Health Service launches zero tolerance for maternal death. I've seen a suffer for here. Use dialogue to resolve differences. Apostle Yeboah urges MPs. Okay. And Ghana needs strong financial systems to combat money laundering. Bank of Ghana is speaking. Okay, thank you, Bank of Ghana. The Ghana Stock Exchange rewards stakeholders, staff for contributing to growth of Accra Bows. And in sports, Royal frustrated at Nigeria sacking before Nations Cup. Sergio Ramos vows to die for PSG. Arsenal clash with West Ham in grueling London derby. And Komi, I want to become a two-time world champion. That is, I don't know whether that was after the defeat against Lomachenko. Ashaiman wins Unya Sports Community Gala. And GFAS go to call on Otum for today. And then again, GFA to meet in the Division 1 League clubs on Friday. Has Kotoko returned for mid-week action as Olympics host Gold Stars at Sugakope at 10 a.m. Oh, really? Has Kotoko returned for midweek action as Olympics host Gold Stars at Sugakope at 10 a.m. So there are pictures of the Ghana Premier League players displayed. Ibrahim Sule for Great Olympics. Ibrahim Salifu Krahatufuk. Zubairu Ibrahim. Oh, why? Everybody is Ibrahim. Zubairu Ibrahim for King Faisal and Isaac Opon of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This is it for the Ghanaian Times, and this is it for the headlines from the newspapers. We'll be right back after this break.
As a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Torto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out, Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB makeup now. I'm correct. What's your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who anyone? Oh, middle. You captures back on CB makeup sauce.
Ah, right.
Me see CB makeup sauce na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the data. And 1 year packaging now in the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamase.
Adoatv 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092577754, 02094949258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work Premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Water, but when I get your mouth, and that's all I'm order. You are fire.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet more bono.
What you are doing?
Malaria, therefore, yaw. Enti awo. I shouldn't the customers. One say, Mammy, I am smart. Upper CB Malakio. I'm money buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want me. And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And try better one. And the CB Malakio. You didn't know. And now kick out bomb as soon as I CB Malakio. And no one so there. And I know grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing your ma a painful. About a woman for any quada won't feed you.
Susanna, what would you weekend?
FDA Ashesha sa ejedi enkra to yimu agya to mu se enye.
Hello Ghana, hello everyone. Greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adra Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Set the future today. Cause the best of
All right, thanks for staying. It's AM Ghana here on Adoatv Television. My name once again is Samuel Kusiapia. We brought you the news, and of course, it was followed by the newspaper headlines, what the newspapers were telling us. And we are privileged in the studios right now to have Mr. Stephen Kwesiakwa. Mr. Stephen Kwesiakwa speaks for the NPP, and of course, this colleague on the other side, Kingsley Amaliba Mister. He's also a communications team member for the NDC. We are going to go through some major discussions that has been making headlines for the past few days. You know that the e-levy brouhaha is still around our neck. Wherever you pass is e-levy in parliament, e-levy in our homes, e-levy on the streets, e-levy. So we are also going to continue here. Now, the finance minister has come out to say that the e-levy will not be collected by any third party outside government, but would be done by the Ghana Revenue Authority. Before, there was a portion in our budget, that is the budget that was read in Parliament a few weeks ago, that a certain $241 million will be earmarked or be allocated to a company, in quotes, that would be doing the monitoring and the collection of the e-levy. There was so much back and forth on this, and well, some close sources told us that there was a cabinet meeting that involved the president. That is where this particular issue was discussed, and the arrival or the conclusion was made that, well, let's return to the Ghana Revenue Authority to make the collections possible. Now, another topic of discussion that we are also going to consider later is the delegates conference for the NPP that is happening on Sunday. Yes, the NPP is going to have their delegate conference on Sunday. That's a few days from today. And the last would be a big story on the front page of the Daily Guide, which says that Bagbin okays NDC motion from Dubai. Bagbin okays NDC motion from Dubai. Yesterday, I listened to the majority speaker expressing his concern about what happened as he felt that parliamentary procedure could be hampered if care is not taken. So we are going to go into these conversations with my honorable gentlemen here in the studios. Good morning, honorable. Honorable gentlemen. Let me put it that way. How are you doing, sir?
Very good.
Mr. Kwesiakwa, thank you very much. I think I like your white. Is it because you have a delegate conference on Sunday?
Of course. It's been some time now. Every 4 years, we are obliged to hold a delegate conference to be able to amend our constitution and rules and regulations governing the activities of the New Patriotic Party. And over the years, it's been we've been the innovators of political ideologies in this country, right from 1992, where we championed the usage of colored photo ID cards, then transparent ballot boxes, then the expansion of our electoral college and all that. So you could clearly see that when it comes to the conferences of political parties in this country, MPP has always been at the top of issues. And there is no doubt this weekend we are converging as the most populated region when it comes to voting in this country. The Ashanti Regional Capital to do that. But having talked about NPP delegate conference, give me this opportunity to, as it were, formally and officially say that I would do this for the first time in our history.
Okay, so you just hold on there. I'll come back to you, but we'll take a very quick turn. We'll come back right after this break.
us a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out, Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Guys, we apologize for that little break there. Thanks for staying with us. And Honorable Kwesi, you were
yes. So I told you that when it comes to conferences and what have you, in terms of making sure the rules and regulations governing political activities in this country, NPP had always been the toast of Ghanaians or democracy in this country. So having said that, going to conferences in Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi, at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, let me take this opportunity and appeal to your high office to say that in the run-up to these conferences, definitely there will be adjustment of policies and programs and activities and all that, which will now usher aspirants or hopefuls into the main elections, right from the polling stations to the national elections.
Okay, so don't really go that much into it because you come to
sure. So I was saying that I have identified that Salam Mustafa today on your platform. I declare my full support for Salam Mustafa to be the next MPP National Youth Organizer, and whatever it takes for me to help in his campaign, I'll gladly do that.
Honorable Amaliba, good morning. How are you doing? I like your tie.
Good morning, my brother. Yes, thank you very much. I find it difficult responding or giving a straightforward answer whenever a journalist or anybody asks me, how am I doing? Apart from the favors of God and the gift of life He has given me, there is absolutely nothing for me to boast of. And you know about it. Because when I look at my own colleagues out there who cannot make 3 square meals a day, my age mates who cannot marry, who cannot rent the houses of their choice, let alone talk about mortgage, who cannot even get a job in order to be able to take care of themselves, their family, even the parent, for instance, to show appreciation of how far they've brought them. If I look at the hopelessness, the despair, if I look at my own colleagues who massed up to Accra International Conference Center during that
job fair,
populism activity of the job fair, and the number of people who massed up to that place. If I look at anytime the military, the police, the immigration, the uniform institutions want to recruit, and the number of youth who troop there looking for this opportunity, which indeed does not even exist in the larger proportions, my heart bleeds within me, and I feel very disappointed as a Ghanaian at this time. Relative to the promises the NPP gave, and now they promised heaven, and they are delivering
something
in
else.
fact, a hell is a list of words.
Okay.
But let me say this. My brother have misinformed our viewers, and let me correct it. He said that the most MPP have been a bulwark of democracy and the pool of political ideology of Ghana. It's false. That is completely inaccurate. In fact, maybe if he's talking about political hooliganism, given where they've come from, National Liberation Movement, Matimi forces, you can talk about that. But there have not been a major electoral reform in this country than the formation of IPAC. You know why? IPAC gave MPP the voice to echo all their political concerns. It became a vehicle to transport and drum home their need politically. However, that IPAC was formed in 1994 when MPP was not in parliament.
All right.
So in effect, NDC, because of our commitment and resolve to democracy and building strong democratic enterprise in Ghana, we gave them the opportunity even when they were not in parliament.
Okay.
But during the 7th parliament led by Honorable Aaron Michael Quay, Right Honorable, we saw how they used their numbers in parliament to do obnoxious deals which have now sunk this country.
All right, thank you.
And I feel terrible, and I thank God that the 2020 elections have given us the opportunity to do away with that.
Normally, what I do these days is that I try to find out. We do something like a constituency watch. I try to find out as the year is ending. I mean, the NPP government started the second term. Yes, the second term this year. The year we have just about 2 weeks for the year to end. In your constituency, which constituency are you coming from?
Adenta constituency.
Adenta. Oh, okay. So you are in the same constituency with the
Director of Communications.
Yes, yes. The former.
But he lost.
The former. Yes, that's why. The former MP for that area.
The Director of Communications of the.
Agreed. Nobody is. But I'm saying he's a former MP for the area. Are you impressed? Are you impressed with development as far as roads, water, sanitation? Quickly on that. Are you impressed?
Yes, of course. Thanks to the lawyer that you just referred to, the former MP,
Samoa, yeah.
Lawyer Abuabia Samoa. In fact, in his tenure, the 4-year mandate given to him was the years that the people of Adenta will attest to the fact that the overwhelming developmental projects that we benefited as a constituency came as a result of his ability to lobby government to place those developments there.
In the area.
But when you come to Adenta, someone as an assemblyman,
just 1 minute on
yes,
that.
as an assemblyman, in fact, our problem in the constituency happens to be roads. But today, previously, before 2016 or before 2017, Adenta could hardly boast of one single 100-meter asphalt road. But today, we have a lot of asphalt roads in the constituency. That is a good plus. And other educational facilities that have been put up, together with a modern courts complex that has also been put up.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome
Honorable Maliba, your constituency?
Yes, my constituency is a Timpani constituency. Let me take this opportunity to say good morning to the good people of Upper East, at Timpani in particular.
How is the place doing? Now, recently, I always ask, people are talking about year of roads, so we have seen some asphalting going on here and there. There's another complaint of water, there is sanitation, there is power crisis, power cuts on and off all the time. Are you experiencing any of them in your constituency?
Certainly so. You see, let me say good morning to our MP, Honorable Lydia.
Yeah, okay. Lydia is your
my mom.
Lydia is your MP.
Yes, and my uncle, the overlord of Kosa traditional area, Zugran Ababurago Sigrid II, over the last weekend was crowned the traditional ruler of the year award at Cape Coast.
Congratulations
to the Institute of Africa. Yeah. So let me take this opportunity to congratulate
all of us. Yeah.
Navana. He's my uncle, so I am proud of him. Talking about my constituency, when Nana Akufo-Addo, the president, finally secured his bloody victory, he engaged in what you
You
call.
allowed that too.
No, that is unfortunate.
Tomorrow, today's Wednesday.
That is Amaliba. That is
this
unfortunate.
is how we go
no,
to
wait,
engage
no. You hold
I'm
on.
ready for it. No,
No.
I just want to draw your attention.
No.
If these are the words
you
that
don't.
are going to be used
No, you don't
to
take the
describe
words
the
out of my
president
mouth.
of the Republic, then
Hold
I'm
on.
all for it.
Chrissy, hold on.
He knows me better.
No, hold on. Hold on. But Amaliba, that's quite unfortunate. You don't say such.
But they can't take pebbles.
Yeah, I agree. But please don't use such words.
Without malice.
Okay,
Let me say
go
this.
ahead. Go ahead.
President Akufo-Addo is the fifth president of the Fourth Republic, right?
Yes.
Mention one president's tenure in which lives were lost in elections. Mention one. None. But under his term, 8 people were killed. Tomorrow, we are going to have a vigil in commemoration of those innocent Ghanaians
those are
who
facts.
fell in that election.
Those are facts. But to target him, you remember that in Parliament there was a similar incident in Parliament where
the bloody widow.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody condemned it. I mean, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
Sadly, the president having made a comment about it till date.
That is another.
No investigations have commenced. No. Nobody have been held apprehensible.
Yes, you can say those, but then to say that
victory was bloody, in fact, it was tainted by the blood of these 8 innocent Ghanaians. Let's run away from that.
So
unless someone is telling me that they were criminals, as Honorable Honorable Joe Wise, MP for Bekwai, and the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament in a ticket of NPP. Intimated some time back in somewhere last year in Parliament.
That
after the President's State of the Nation address, he never mentioned it. So when Honorable Haruna Idrisu, the minority leader, spoke about it, Honorable Joe Wise's response was that they were criminals, and if they were criminals, no one deserved commiseration from anybody. That was it. So that's the position my brother is adopting here. Fine, so be it. But I will distance myself from it. So I am saying that President Akufo-Addo's victory was tainted by the blood of this innocent
Ghanaians. You can put it that way. If you go straight and say it's his bloody victory,
it's a bloody victory for that matter.
That grammatically.
I don't know how you want it, or he want me to put it.
No. It is not about how. It's not about how. It's not about how we want you to put it. It's about putting the right things out there.
It has become part of our history, and no one can take it out from our records.
So as you say, as you put it rightly, that
very well.
No one has been held responsible. Of course, we have not. Nobody has also come out to say that the president was responsible for that. So we cannot really.
Am I the one who controls the military?
Exactly. So we are also not the one. So we cannot then target. We cannot then associate it with his victory. You understand? That would be unfair. That would be unfair, Amaliba. That would be unfair.
Do you know the responsibility?
We can do our politics, but that would be unfair to do that.
Here, open to the second schedule and read the presidential oath
that
he's sworn to the state.
We understand.
He will do good to all manner of persons.
Exactly.
And hold the constitution in its entirety.
That is not doubted.
And the constitution says that every citizen is equal before the law. But some can kill and escape it.
No. You don't. No one has escaped it until we are told that certain things are done. And of course, the last time I heard from the how do you call it? Is it the defense minister? Yabuabian Samoa himself. Some investigations were being done, and until it comes out, let us wait.
Down the lane.
No, let us wait and hear what.
Very well. Okay.
And hear,
whether or not there's investigations, the point here is that those 8 Ghanaians were killed during the elections.
No one has doubted that. No one has doubted that.
An election that gave President Akufo-Addo the victory. No one let us run away from that.
Go ahead. But no one has doubted that. Go ahead.
After that, he went to Upper East for a tour, and he visited my uncle's palace. What he said there was that Upper East didn't vote for him. Therefore, there will not be any project in his second term. That was what the president said.
Okay.
So, and as a matter of fact, we don't expect anything from Akufo-Addo's government.
So, in a nutshell, in your constituency...
So, in my constituency, as I speak, there is absolutely nothing...
Hold on.
Speak to me. Because there's a back and forth, and you came in. There is absolutely nothing going on in my constituency, Timpano constituency, which was carved out from Timpano district and has now become a separate district of its own. There's absolutely nothing going on there, which the government can confidently say that this is what happened. In fact, not even that, but for the past 5 years since he became president, nothing has happened in my constituency. Apart from appointing DCs, they run up and down, burning fuel and taking money at the end of the month.
Thank you. That's something from the constituencies. For Adenta, But I had one question. If you mentioned about the how do you call it, the
he doesn't drink water. So.
The former MP did a lot of work there. I mean, how then was he ousted by the current MP? Or the people there didn't like development?
If the voting pattern of this country is always measured on development, MPP wouldn't have been in opposition ever in this country.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's an open secret that every Ghanaian and even foreigners are.
So that is your
for lawyer Yabuabian Samoa. When he asked me why he lost the elections, it's each and every one has its shortcomings. Elections are measured on two folds or in two folds. One, your ability to bring forth developmental projects in the constituency. Two, your availability in terms of people seeing you. If you go to the constituency today, everybody is angry with lawyer Yabuabian Samoa, not because he didn't perform, but just the mere fact that he allowed parliamentary work to override his
he was not available in the constituency.
His availability in the constituency affected his voting in the constituency. But when it comes to developmental agendas, what he was able to do for the constituency in the 4 years that he spent in parliament, it's enormous, it's overwhelming. People in Adenta really would love to see Yabo Aben coming back as the MP for the constituency, because when you look at the past 1 year, what is happening in Adenta, people are now crying, whoa, that Yabuabian Samoa, we are sorry we couldn't retain you as the MP, because what we are seeing now is not what we had expected it happens. So I can tell you for a fact, look, Adenta constituencies, one of the problems that we have, or challenges we have, has to do with even public schools because of lack of lands. Now, under his tenure as the MP, when you go to a place like New Legon electoral area, for the first time in the history of that electoral area, Yabuabian Samoa, together with the assembly, were able to buy a privately owned land to put up a public school. And that school, as I speak to you, starts from kindergarten to the senior high school.
So if I understand you,
with a clinic in building.
I understand your point, his, losing of the seat in Adenta was more to do with his unavailability in the constituency, rather than developmental projects. But so that is to also say that the people of Adenta, that is if I understand you. If I don't understand you correctly, you can just correct me. That is to say that the people of Adenta were more concerned about him being in there than rather developing the place. But because if he had given them development, why then would they be looking for him?
Not in its entirety. It's just like you having a father who pays your school fees and you don't set eyes on the father. You understand? The love and the telepathy, the friendliness between yourself and your dad will not be there. And you always be crying that I don't see my dad. That is the reason that.
Okay, let me go to Amaliba. Mr. Amaliba, before the debate on the budget in Parliament, then a certain 241 million came out that this amount is going to be allocated to, let's say, Adoatv. It could be any company. They were going to do the monitoring of the e-levy, do the collection, and that was the amount that was going to be allocated to them. Now, I remember when the story broke, I was asking myself a very simple question, that if we have a problem that 1 billion Ghana cedis can solve, why do we have to also, allocate 241 million to somebody to come in? Why don't we start solving the problem with the 241 million? That was my own question. But recently, the finance minister has come out to say that no, now the Ghana Revenue Authority is going to be caused to collect the revenue as far as the e-levy is concerned. Then an intel also respect to us that there was actually some opposition from the minority, which we have seen since the budget was read, especially with the e-levy, and that also sent, in quote, some heat into the cabinet, and then they had to more like come back on that particular 241 million, and then give it to the Ghana Revenue Authority. I believe you have heard the back and forth on this particular development. And are you impressed with the government coming back to say that instead of 241 million going to someone else, let's use a state institution to monitor and then take the e-levies?
Well, first of all, there is nothing impressive about government actions or the action of the government.
Okay.
But I would rather say that we must be very thankful, and anyone out there who voted for the minority, any NDC MP, whether or not the person won during the last elections, you must be very proud you did that. And particularly if your MP won and is in parliament now, when he comes to the constituency, salute him. In fact, give him 21 gun salute. My brother, NPP government, since their inception into government from 2017 till date, misses no opportunity to make the public purse to their personal aggrandizement and advantage. You recall, in 2018 budget, it was seriously sneaked in that Ministry of Special Initiative led by Honorable Howard Kumsin, we're going to build a website. And that website was going to cost us 80,000, is it 80,000? 800,000 Ghana cedis.
We have to check. Have to check.
It's 80,000 Ghana cedis. 800 million. Besides that, in fact, when that matter came out, it was a minority, even smaller in number as then, they forced the government to rescind that decision. So eventually, the website was not built, and 80,000 Ghana cedis was saved. The state, 800 million Ghana cedis was saved for the public purse.
Yeah.
Besides that, we were here when the president somewhere in 2000 and the same period, okay, so they were going to buy a property in Oslo and use it as Ghana embassy in Oslo, Norway. In fact, the property was valued to cost $12 million. Behind the scenes, the price were far lesser. But they decided to buy it $12 million, which, if that deal had succeeded, would have lost a whopping 8.7 million US dollars. That was what the government was scheming to do to the people. Now, when they were caught, Africa Watch magazine published a full report. I have a copy there. And the caption was, "Conspiracy to Steal." Government warned them that they would deal with the magazine. And that press statement...
That is Africa Watch.
Yes, they would deal with them. And because they have exposed them. And in that publication, they gave a detailed information about the complicity of President Akufo-Addo himself in this scandal. And his foreign minister, Shirley Ayokoboche, sued Africa Watch. The following edition was a minister of lies. The same newspaper, or the same magazine. I don't know how far that suit have gone till now. Now, what point am I making here? All I'm saying is that the government misses no opportunity to steal. If the minority in parliament have not mounted the surveillance eye to scrutinize every bit of details or deals they bring to parliament, Ghana would have been in the state of mess. Now, talking about the e-levies, it is one of the levies which have generated a lot of controversy, and in fact, not even the e-levy, this budget have been a budget that have generated a heated controversy than any other time in our history. All is as a result of the mismanagement of the economy, the destruction of the Ghanaian economy, and the wanton profligate lifestyle of President Akufo-Addo and his insatiable quest to build wealth for his family members and make them first-class people, no matter what. If any government comes into the seat in the future, he have already positioned his family to be the wealthiest people in Ghana, and the destiny will be controlled by them, Any party that comes won't hold political authority, but the economic power is in their hands. And indeed, that is captured in their own book for the penny in Japan. Go and read it. I have a copy. I can give it to you.
The last time you were here,
in the midst of that,
you read portions.
Yeah, I read portion of it. In the midst of that, you send a budget to Parliament, and you have decided to sneak in Appendix B, I think Appendix 4B, paragraph 242 of the budget. And in a small column, you inserted there that the monitoring and collection of the e-levy will amount to $41 million every year. And that money will go to a private company that we don't even know as we speak. It took Honorable Samuel Okujetua Blakwa, as usual, to be able to fish that dirty deal out. When it came out, I have listened to government communicators who have tried to defend this naked robbery. It's a stealing. And I wonder, I don't know whether this government have been cursed with stealing. They steal without shame. Because how on earth, at the moment, you have borrowed obnoxiously when you were coming to power, contrary to your promise that Ghana, we don't need to borrow. Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, the vice president, chair candidate that time, that look, if you want to build road, let's tow the portions of the road. We can raise enough levy to do the roads, isn't it? 2017, he attended a religious conference by one of the churches and said that, look, there's a conversation to the effect that we should look at building concrete road, and government was going to build concrete road from 2017. My brother Kwesi is here. Can you tell us how many kilometers of concrete road you have built? You are here talking about development, that if it comes to development, NPP will not lose power. Really? Very interesting proposition.
No, go ahead.
Besides that, have they told the road to raise the levies? No. Meanwhile, you have borrowed over 222 billion Ghana cedis in loans alone that have been procured over the last 5 years. In addition to that, you have gotten revenues amounting to over 6 billion within the same period. So in effect, this government have gotten approximately 9 billion Ghana cedis into their vault. But they don't have anything to point out to. And now, because of their irresponsible borrowing, they have borrowed to the ceiling. When they were coming to power, our debt to GDP was 56%. Now it has moved to 79 to 80%. The same period of the last 5 years, from 56 to 80% approximately.
2 minutes.
So now government cannot go to IMF to borrow. How do you call it? To the international bonds market to borrow, as our bonds were rejected not too long ago. There is no way they can raise revenues than to come back to the people. The very people they said that they are not coming to tax. Rampeni Akufo-Addo at the time, during his state of his address, his inaugural address, 2017, said what? We are coming to reduce taxes. When he went to Parliament, he said same. Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia trumpeted that. And in the launch of their manifesto in 2017, the trade fair, he said that they are going to migrate the country from taxation to production. Isn't it? What has happened to their promises? But this is a government that have imposed taxes, including Bola tax, COVID-19 tax, and others. The Ghanaian taxpayer is so much burdened to the extent that there is no escape route to, gas for air. So anybody would think that a responsible government, having state institutions like Ghana Revenue Authority, which has been mandated to collect taxes and to manage same in order for government to raise the needed resources for the development of this country, will be given the opportunity to exercise their statutory mandated role.
That is, if the e-taxes are...
Even if the e-taxes are to be accepted, but not to use a backdoor, create a company without the knowledge of Parliament, and insert it in your budget that you are going to give $41 million per annum to the company. Do you know what that $41 million can do in my constituency? Huh?
Kindly inform
it can build the roads in my constituency from White Junction in Garu all the way to Worianga, then to Basione. One, it can build from Basione to Bogri Corner, John Mboko Garu Road. At the same time, it can build Bimpila to Kwekera Penka's own village, which he didn't do anything. Okay. It can build all the roads. In addition to that, it can give thousands of communities water in my village. Even $1 million can do that. But the government, as I said, these people, they are so shameless to the extent that whatever they do, they don't even exercise circumspection. So if they were not caught, By now, Ghana would have lost 41 million US dollars.
All
and
right.
I tell the minority for bringing this matter, which has forced them to rescind that decision.
Thank you very much. Mr. Akwa, you have 10 minutes to make your case. Let's go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Now, let me ask this. That government has given the opportunity to the Revenue Authority to do the revenue collection. That is, if all things being equal, that is, if from 2022 with the e-levies to do the collection and the monitoring and whatever it is. Are you okay with that decision by the government?
Thank you very much. Let me say a very good morning to the Coastal Development Authority,
Kuda.
Jerry Ahmed Shai, a product of this very constituency.
Oh, okay.
And my leader, the leader of our time,
Kindly speak up a little so that.
Ayawasu Wegon, Member of Parliament, Honorable Leader Sarah Malas, and as well the regional organizer of the New Patriotic Party in the Greater Accra region, Prince Obeng, the unopposed regional organizer. He's done so well.
I haven't heard about him before.
My greetings to him.
And I allow Kwesi to make his point, please.
Luckily for me, I have had the opportunity to contest as an assemblyman, as a president of Ghana Union of Professional Students, and other elections that are minor. And I've always maintained this ideology that democracy, which is related to elections, and the idea is that anyone who wants to contest or become a leader in every spheres of the society, that person must propose ideas that will change the status quo.
Of course.
That status quo, when you want to change, does not warrant insults, names calling, or propaganda artistry. Now, if you are communicating to the people of this country, we have something we call in communication the Aristotle style of communications, propaganda way of communicating, which means drum home the negative aspect of the conversation, and the people are accepted to be the fact. I, Stephen Kosiakwa, wouldn't want to go on that tangent, okay? Because if any political party want to win power in this country, I would expect that political party to tell me what is going wrong currently and what that political party will be able to do to right or rewrite the wrong instead of insulting. Because look, if we are here to do comparison analysis of performances of various political parties or presidents, trust me, we won't, or government, we won't have the luxury of time to do that. You understand?
Yeah.
Because when it comes to shady deals, first of all, let me start this way. In the history of the 1992 Constitution and the Fourth Republic of this country, it is evident that the New Patriotic Party has been the only political party that comes into government and propose measures to curb corruption in this country. And name it, right from 1992. When John Ejekum Kufuor became the president, we proposed the Public Procurement Act, which was intended to curb the contracts that were given to party apparatchiks at the time, inflated public constructions and projects that went on over the years. As we speak, we have an office of the special prosecutor, which was also propounded by the New Patriotic Party led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The Public Information Act has also come to be. Over the years, Rollins told us, of good memory, blessed memory, told us that that particular act has been on the shelf for so long. And he even appreciated the fact that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo led government has been able to put that machinery into being. So, it is clear. Now, when you talk about physical developments, as per when Kufuor was leaving office, the country was so close to becoming middle income state, isn't it?
Yeah.
What happened?
That is per the IMF. Yeah.
IMF projections and the World Bank's projections. Right after 2008, when we moved into 2009, ending 2016, there was a president of this republic who went into parliament in 2016 State of the Nation address, informed the whole world, including the vulnerable Ghanaians, that look, the machinery you left in my care to be used to develop this country and the monies attached to it, I have consumed the meat on that bone, and today I am leaving Ghanaians with an empty bone that I can for say wafifim. It has been linked up. So today, when we sit here and we insult, cast insinuations as if the MPP government appears to be the most corrupt government. First of all, when we left office in 2008 up to 2016, there is no single MPP public official who was before trial for corruption or corrupt related offenses. But we saw people who came into government and the officials were in jail. Today, the government of the New Patriotic Party, as you said, are putting measures in place so that we will be able to address challenges of borrowing and pushing our economy into the hands of the diaspora, or let me say foreigners, to manage it for us, because it has happened before. Between 2012 and 2016, the Ghanaian economy was being dictated for by the IMF. Under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, our economy was not in our hands, but rather being managed by the IMF. Now, today, the New Patriotic Party led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is saying, look, we must do Ghana beyond aid. Why must we do Ghana beyond aid? Because the debts that we came to inherit, our taxes that are being generated in this country, are being used to service those debts. That is why today public sector salaries are delaying. That is why today nursing training allowances that were cancelled and have been restored are being delayed, and other things that we are supposed to do and then have development machinery being moved forward. So today, the brainy that came forth from the economic management team led by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the finance minister and the economic management team are saying, look, we have realized that we have not tapped the enormous resources in this country so that we can be able to develop this country. So we are introducing what we call yield levy. The yield levy that I, Stephen Kwesi, having had the opportunity to sit before the finance minister, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, and his deputy Dr. John Kuma, is such that, look, Ghanaians must give the MPP a standing ovation for being able to analyze our debt stock and how we're going to hit the rocks if care is not taken as far as this country's borrowing is concerned. My brother, today, the MPP is being blamed for borrowing more than Kwame Nkrumah up to John Dramani Mahama borrowed. Yes, of course, when you look at the indices and the indexes, it is clear. However, even in that situation, we are still borrowing worthy. Every country and every economic policy in the world is ready to lend us money. Ask yourself why. It is because, brother, if I Stephen Kwesi, I have borrowed 10 billion cedis and I am able to put that money into good use, this man will be ready to give me more money because I have put those monies into good use. Talk about free senior high school. Talk about road infrastructure that has been put up over the last 5 years in this country. Talk about other social amenities. COVID-19 came to crash our economy. However, we were able to keep our composure.
Have to.
Yield levy in the hands of external collectors.
Companies, yeah.
For me, it would have been good in certain angle, because as we speak, the GRA itself is burdened with other taxes that they are expected to collect, and they don't, or they hardly even meet their targets, isn't it? It is clear in this country. I've heard political pundits saying that even when GRA targets are given to them, they are not able to meet those targets. So we could have had other agencies to be able to monitor and collect those levies for us. However, the constitution of this country also gives the GRA the backing to be able to collect our taxes. So if today the government of the day, led by the finance minister, thinks that let's go back to GRA to collect and monitor the yield levy taxes, I don't think it's a misplaced priority that warrants insult or whatsoever. But you give us an alternative. If you are not going to do so, what would you be able to do? But I believe strongly, having identified the flaws and the shortcomings of the GRA, the government and Ken Oforiatta will not sit aloof and see that the burden that already are on GRA stands as it is today. But they will be able to revamp the GRA and also create offices that will help in the collection and the monitoring.
I've put down some few questions for you, but let me go to Amaliba. Now, one would also say that, Amaliba, why would government even consider or overlook the GRA, even though, like you said, constitutionally mandated to do revenue collection, mobilization and managing it in the first place? Why would government consider overlooking it? Is it also because of certain incompetence of the GRA? Over the past few years, we have had targets not being met by the GRA, even though they have also tried as much as they can to expand and also initiate other different ways of collecting or mobilizing revenues for government. Could it be the reason why government would decide that, you know what, let me just, like Mr. Akwa was saying, lessen the burden on GRA, but then find another company to do this collection, even though it's going to cost the country some money?
It absolutely doesn't make sense. See, my brother talked about aspersions, but he ended up committing the same blunder here.
I have one question like that for him.
But you see, he was asking what will NDC do differently if we were to be in power. And I want to remind him and his MPP government, and the political party for that matter, if NDC were in government, we would never have used 21 billion Ghana cedis to collapse banks that needed only 9 billion to sustain themselves, and kicking thousands of Ghanaians out of jobs, and therefore even reducing government tax revenues further. You know why? Those banks pays corporate income tax to the government, isn't it?
Yeah.
The staff there also pays annual, income tax to the state, isn't it? Government makes money. We would never have taken a decision that would take away the economic power, the financial stability of the people, and give it out to multinational banks. We wouldn't have done that. If NDC were to be in power today, we would never impose obnoxious taxes like the baller tax and others, which has now strained and is draining the people every day. You know, companies, drivers particularly in this country, they are working for filling stations. For the first time, commercial drivers parked their cars and went into protest. And a lot can be said. Go to Makola and all the market centers, women are crying. When you come on radio, on TV, when a platform is giving you, try to speak with some level of decorum, decency, and sympathize with the people as a result of the mismanagement and incompetence of your government. Understand that. You see, Senior, when we talk about corruption, it's NDC officials were jailed. They were not jailed for corruption. They were jailed for causing, they said, willfully causing financial loss to the state. That was it. Okay, if that is the case, then President Akufo-Addo is a jailbird. You know why? He went to Job 600 behind Parliament here break down, okay, break down court complex, how do you call it, judges, bungalows, took the land and claimed he's using it to build National Cathedral. Who asked him for cathedral? And if you want to build a cathedral, there are free lands in some part of Accra. You saw no place to go and build the cathedral, but you went to the place, took government land, broke the bungalows, and you are now using the place to develop for National Cathedral. He is the jailbird, number one, before I even come to other places. But you know something? I hope NDC leaders are watching and they are listening, particularly His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama, who is also yearning to come back. Your Excellency, by the grace of God, you will be the next leader.
No,
but MPP have the gap to accuse us that when we came to office, we didn't jail them. Because we decided, President May decided to be father for all. Professor Kwame Ahod came to tell us not too long ago that by 2010, by early 2010, over 100 dockets were ready from BNI, from Yoko, from CID.
Why did the prof decide to?
But finally, prof shut it down and said, don't prosecute anyone. I can't tell for the good old prof. Wherever he is, may he so rest in peace. So they should be grateful to the magnanimity of late Professor Mills. That saved you. However, crime doesn't have expiry date. And if the future NDC government comes to office and decide not to deal with the current crimes, including the finance minister, I said finance minister. In fact, a lot will even have on that, the bond and other things. But don't forget, the health minister, Honorable Kokwejima Menu, recently went to parliament, the parliamentary ad hoc committee, and said, look, the Sputnik V that he was procuring didn't go through parliamentary approval. Didn't go to cabinet, it didn't go to procurement. ABAJ had 41.8 million Ghana cedis in his account. Huh? Church came to tell us that he couldn't tell them the source of that money. All these things are there. So my brother, Ghana doesn't lack money. We have money. I am aware that GRA themselves sometimes are, I don't want to say they're ineffective in acting, but the way GRA as an institution does its business, I have a problem with it. You know why?
They have really come under some.
I have Ghanaian, this is the Chronicle, yesterday's copy.
Yeah.
And if you open, in fact, you see, Vortic, Olam Ghana, sealed, and Vortic Olam Ghana sealed over alleged money laundering. There is a group called Movement for Truth and Accountability, led by a gentleman called Mr. Joseph Bediako. On the 6th April this year, they organized a press conference and alleged that about 1,200 companies have engaged in tax evasion and are invoicing and money laundering. I think on the 8th, 2 days later, Madam Flores Asante, Mrs., a corporate director of communications, public relations officer of GRA, issued a press statement on behalf of the commissioner and stated clearly that the companies as alleged by the group are not 1,200, but they are over 2,000. In fact, they went on to say that money they have transferred out of Ghana amount to $1.8 billion. The movement, after changing esteemed correspondence with GRA and not receiving proper response, have decided to sue this matter in court. And 4 companies have been named here. They talk about Ayas, Olam Ghana, Vorti Ghana, and then 3 Hills. Yes, and 3 Hills.
I've seen a similar story in one of the newspapers. I'm trying to see if I could find it somewhere. I think it may be in the
very well.
Statesman.
But you see, contrary to what my brother Aqua is saying here, look, NDC didn't left a bad economy. We left MPP $270 million in the stabilization fund. When COVID came, President Akufo-Addo went to Parliament, and Parliament approved for him to go and withdraw $200 million. He went and withdrawn it. That money, he did nothing to bring that money. It was President Mahama, who he is accusing here, left that money for him. Besides that, President Akufo subscribed to Eurobond in 2007, which was due in 2017, 10 years. President Mahama government said no, that debt will be paid in the next 2 or 3 years. Let us create a fund and accumulate the money there so that when the time is due, we can take the money to go and pay without creating burden on the public purse. So what did he do? He created a sinking fund. That sinking fund, we left them $305 million. We built 1 billion Adoatv gas, Ghana Gas Company. My brother, when was the last time you could my brother Kwarteng sitting here? Sent his wife to go and fill his gas. She got to the filling station and they said the gas has finished. Have we seen that again? No. We built 1 billion Adoatv gas. Abua Papo is working there. President Kufuor appointee. In fact, MPP guys are working. They don't look at my face. Am I lying? They are working there. You can't deny this. Besides that, you see,
but they are Ghanaians. It is Ghanaians working there.
We left them. We left them with, how do you call it, 1,937 megawatt in excess. When they came, they were complaining. Now, yesterday the whole Kumasi was light out.
There has been
Nana
so for some time.
Nana Santihine have come to complain. Robia, I salute you. That the load shedding are destroying his electrical appliances. Here we are. Asante region made Akufo-Addo a president. And he have told us this morning that they are going to Asante region to have their conference. Let's pray they shouldn't get them light off to destroy the conference. But I pray they should be light for them. But after you are gone, put the people back to, how do you call it, the power outages again. Yesterday,
maybe they will use
plants. I even gave my phone to one of your officers.
You know, the stadium has a plant, a generator, so perhaps.
Well, okay, that's why they have chosen a safe haven, right? Thank you very much for that insightful information. I just give you my phone to one of your guests to charge for me because last night my area was light out. You understand?
So can you end on that for me?
Didn't live a bad economy as they are trying to tell, but they came in and mismanaged everything. So my brother, in the midst of all this problem we are having, the little we have given to the president and the government he is leading, what have they done with it? President Mahama borrowed only 56 billion Ghana cedis. I can point the things he used the money for.
Okay.
Pokwasi interchange.
Okay, thank you.
Tema roundabout.
Pokwasi interchange.
Akosombo Tema railway line. Circle. University of Ghana Medical Center. Kumasi Airport. KGTR Market. Kotokraba. You can talk about Terminal 3. Terminal 3 have given Ghana $500 million in revenue over the last 4 years. What have they done? Tell us.
Okay.
All airport is also there.
Mr. Akwa,
I can't name the rest.
Let me give you. Let me give you the same 8 minutes.
Here to tell us what out of the money.
12 minutes.
Go ahead. I'm checking my time.
I was monitoring.
I'm checking my
because in my time I did exactly 10 minutes. Because when I was 9 minutes, you started pulling the brakes.
Because I'm keeping the time. That's
very good. But I'm reminding you, he's done 12 minutes already.
Go ahead. Let me hear you.
Senior, you see, I concluded my first submission by saying that if I am able to use billions of Ghana cedis for things that are visible, you will be glad to give me more, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. My brother, when you go into the 1992 Constitution, where he has brought a copy, because he's a constitutional
He's a legal person.
Law student.
Except that you were saying
my brother,
MPP has stolen something without giving any evidence to
my brother. See, this 1992 Constitution tells us that immediately this document came into being, every Ghanaian child was supposed to go or access basic education for free. 1992. So you would say that right from 2013 or 1993, 91, 92. Actually, this is 92. So in 1993, every Ghanaian child from kindergarten to senior high school is supposed or was supposed to go or access education for free. My brother, it has taken His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and the MPP government to activate that provisions in the Constitution, isn't it? Even when we proposed that it was feasible, doable, the NDC used hard-earned currency to create adverts, paid adverts on television stations and radio stations and people that police. Thank God, we didn't relent on our oaths. 8 months in Nana Dankwa's government, we were able to begin free senior high school. See, cowardly. They came out to tell Ghanaians that if you are going to give Ghanaian child free senior high school, why don't you give it to all of them? When we started from the new entrants, they insulted us, they maligned us, spoke evil about the policy. Today, just in 3 years, every Ghanaian child is in the senior high school for free. My brother, if you want to know how we have used the debt that he's talking about, it has been channeled there. He talked about Adoatv gas plant and its effects. My brother, somebody was managing it. Thanks to Dr. Benjamin K.D. Asante, the chief executive officer of Ghana Gas Company. For the past 5 years, have you ever heard of shortages of gas in this country? Never. It will never happen.
Like he said.
It will never happen. See, it is not because somebody built the facility, but it is because somebody is managing it better. Because, my brother, see.
That is Dr.
K.D. Asante.
Yeah.
Dr. Benjamin K.D. Asante. For the past 5 years in this country, we have never. I wrote on my social media handles that he needs to be commended. And then this guy came on my timeline to say, why is the gas prices going up? My brother, we were in this country when we were crying for doomsday. And even in the midst of doomsday, electricity tariffs were increased. The NDC came out to tell us, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that if we can't pay for a high cost of electricity tariffs, we should go and live in Togo and Benin. Didn't you hear that? Today, we are not telling Ghanaians that if you don't want to pay high cost, go and live in Togo. But we are telling Ghanaians that if we are able to manage our resources better, we won't be running helter-skelter for its usage. Listen to me. In the next MPP government, the focus, as I put that question before the Minister of Finance, that tomorrow nobody comes out to tell us that our debt stock is increasing because we are not able to find solutions to that particular canker we are facing as Ghanaians. The man looked at my face and told me, look, if we had tapped into the resources we have in this country, Ghana wouldn't have been where we are today. This is how, as Ghanaians and as politicians, we sit on a round table discussion and ask ourselves, where did we go wrong? And how are we going to manage this country in a way that you, tomorrow when you become president, you would focus on developmental agendas and policies that will increase our productivity and other things. See, in this country, for the first time in the history of this country, every corner of this country is finding a place to build a factory. In the history of this country, for the first time, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we've been able to lure investors into this country, and today 4 different vehicle manufacturing companies are in this country. Are they employing Libyans? Are they employing Libyans?
No.
Are they employing Togolese?
No.
They are employing Ghanaians. Today, in the history of this country, we have been able to restructure the TVET, technical vocational education, to the extent that those that are come here, or those that have come here to manufacture their vehicles and other plants, will be able to get the human resources and capacities to revamp their workforce.
The Vice President says next year is TVET year, free TVET.
Thank you. My brother, see, the NDC, because they always want to leverage on the vulnerable Ghanaians, that they don't want them to be educated, to be able to think for themselves, to be able to know what is right and good for themselves. They decline and they are always on the whims and caprices of their ineptitudeness to affect Ghana's education today. But the NPP is saying every Ghanaian child, when you are able to go to school and think for yourself, you will not even wait for me, Stephen Kwesiakwa, to become the president of the republic and tell you that I'm going to create jobs in the public sector for you to have access to jobs and opportunities to take care of your family. But then I am going to train you to be able to do things for yourselves. That is why we have activated entrepreneurship policies in the budget to be able to, me as a youth. Let me give you a typical example. As a president of Ghana Union of Professional Students, a very vulnerable lady, 3 ladies in the union. One of them is at UCOMS, University of Business Management, on the Kaswa Road. This lady, very tender in age, uses beads to do other things like slippers, bags, and necklaces and all that. Because she has a social media handles, she does have requests or what do you call it? Orders from our neighboring African countries who are into beads and all that. Because of 1,000 Ghana cedis, because of 500 Ghana cedis, sometimes as low as 200 Ghana cedis. This lady called Mavis at UCOMS is not able to improve on what she's doing. Likewise, Vera at University of Agricultural Studies at Bonso. As I speak to you, this lady has been innovative enough to come up with what do you call this? Migrations. She's into Tom Brown manufacturing. She does it in her room. She does it in her room. 100, 200, 500,000 Ghana cedis. Vera at Bonso is not able to expand her business to be able to even employ 1 or 2 students from that school. This is what we have researched into, and we think that when Ghanaian youth are given the opportunity to do their own things by way of supporting them financially, they'll be able to do more. This is an innovative idea that the MPP government led by Nana Addo Dankwa is doing, so that tomorrow Vera at Bonso, she will improve her Tom Brown business. Mavis at UCOMS will also improve on her beats business. This is what we are looking for, so that they will not complete school and come and worry government for public sector job opportunities. Look, Ghanaians must understand that the MPP government is in for the betterment of Ghanaians. That is why we are improving our educational sector. That is why, after improving the educational sector and allowing people to think for themselves, we'll be able to give them the support financially to do what is good for them. Then, when you get to the university, you are given free guarantor free access to also do what? Go and access university education. And come, me as I sit here, somewhere in 2000s, I couldn't ride my SSCE because of 23 Ghana cedis today. 23 Ghana cedis. At the time, we had somebody in the helm of affairs as a president, vice president, minister of education, who became the president of the republic after benefiting from all the political levels in this country. And he came to tell me that Maria Manatu Dompe, today we are hailing praises on that person to return back to where Ghana seat as president. The good people of Ghana and the Christian community in this country and the Muslims community and the traditional communities will not allow such a person to become the president again, for us to backtrack our progress and be able to be lacking behind as far as development is concerned. The best option is for us to push the MPP government who has the solutions to Ghanaian problems.
Well, if you just joined us, this is AM Ghana here on Adoatv. We are going to have to take a very quick turn. When we come back, there is more of the discussion. Stay with us.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB will make up now. I'm correct. What's your best mankasa?
That's it.
Oh, middle. You capture us back on CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the data. And 1 year packaging I end of
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Adoatv 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aji edwedin kato yato.
Unto us a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out. Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Water, but you're not getting your mouth. And that's all I'm about to order.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet more bono.
But you are defeated.
Malaria, therefore, yaw. Enti awo, I shouldn't customers. One is a mammy, I smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm money buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market any malaria and tea. I want me. And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better one. And the CB Malakio. You do not. And now can come a son so I CB Malakio. And no way so dear. And I don't grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. About a woman for. Any quada won't you fear
Susanna, what would you win?
FDA Ashusha sa a jedi and crato imu adia to Muse eye.
Hello, Ghana. Hello, everyone. Greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again, and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But What of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adwa Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as a gift to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Set the future today. Cause the best of
Right, thanks for staying with us. It's AM Ghana here on Adoatv. We're having a discussion. Already we've spoken about the government's decision to allow the Ghana Revenue Authority to collect revenue as far as e-levy is concerned, or electronic transactions levy is concerned. We are going to continue with more here. But before I continue, you saw those promotions on our channel. God willing, during this Christmas, we as a channel must also taken it up upon ourselves to put smiles on the faces of the less privileged in society, and so we are going to try and mobilize ourselves, put a lot of things together, and go and visit the less privileged, these orphanage homes. And you can also join us, or you can partner us by helping support this initiative. It is all a collective responsibility, so that we make sure these people are also taken care of or attended to, especially during a season where everybody is going to be enjoying with family and friends Christmas. So kindly support the Adoatv initiative of going out there to help the less privileged, feed them and clothe them as well. Kindly support us. Our social media pages, our flyers, contacts that you can also contact us, and then whatever you have for us to pick it up, we can come there and pick it up. If you can also donate by way of sending some little cash for us to continue to buy some rice and oil and what have you, to go and support these less privileged, we will be very, very grateful to you. So come and join us as we take on this particular good step to help attend to this people who do not have anybody to tend to, especially within Christmas. Thank you very much. Welcome again, honorable gentlemen.
Thank you.
That is what we want to do. I believe you guys will support us as well. Thank you. Now, I will give you.
He's in government, he can even do the entire cost. Don't worry about that.
Why do you say that, Oliver? Why do you say that? What is special about?
I'll tell you why he said that
being
after he's done with it.
Okay. All right. So, I want you to give. I want us to move to the next topic, but then I'll give you just 2 minutes to wrap up on this particular subject, and then
very well.
I'll also give him 2 minutes to do the same, and then we go to the next topic.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Article 25(1). Hear this: all persons shall have the right to equal education opportunities, and facilities, and with a view to achieving the full realization of that right. A. Basic, that's Article 25 clause 1, paragraph A. Basic education shall be free, compulsory, and available to all. B. Secondary education in its different forms, including technical and vocational education, shall be made generally available and accessible to all by every appropriate means, and in particular by the progressive introduction of free secondary school. education. My brother, this constitution was written in 1992. In fact, at the time of the drafting and the writing of the constitution, MPP boycotted it. They did not participate. Therefore, this is the aspirations spelled in here by the people of Ghana. MPP did not participate. They didn't make an input. So, Article 25 have nothing to do with the vision of President Akufo-Addo. Okay. That's the point number one. Okay. Point number two, in compliance to this vision, NDC party constitution, Article 1, Clause 1, Subclause F, have stated clearly, in fact, if you go to the Clause C, Subparagraph C, say that higher education shall be made equally accessible to all and on the basis of capacity by every appropriate means, and in particular by progressive introduction of free education and tertiary education. Functional literacy shall be encouraged or intensified as far as possible. The development of a system of education with adequate facilities at all levels shall be actively pursued. In compliance to this vision, NDC manifesto captured it in Article 1, Clause 1, Paragraph F, that we shall pursue every available opportunity as a party in government to make sure this vision is materialized, not only for secondary education, but tertiary education must also be made free. I'll give you the source, NDC Constitution. Go and take it and read. Which party has its constitution having that aspiration captured, as spelled out by the constitution? None. Now, in the fulfillment of that, or towards the fulfillment of that, President Rawlings' government, before he left office, ensured that every district in this country had secondary and vocational and technical educational institutions. We did that, and every village, many villages in this country, got ultra-modern primary and junior high school blocks scattered across the country. Besides that, President Rawlings, before he left office, built UDS, University for Development Studies, in the northern part of Ghana. And furthermore, all regional capitals, as they then were, had what we now call technical universities, polytechnics then. When President Kufuor came to power, he never built a secondary school one. No one secondary school built for President Kufuor. Don't tell me he expanded education. Tell me one secondary school built by former President Kufuor from the scratch to the end. None. And also, NDC came back because he said we are against education. NDC came back. What did we do? Prof. Miles to Mahama added 3 universities. UHAS, Sustainable Development, and the one in the Volta region. That's all. Don't have a region.
UHAS is in the Volta.
UHAS in the Volta region. Yeah. Somaya University, Environment and Sustainable Development, and the one is in Volta. How do you call it? Bronx Half region. Okay, I have forgotten. Resources development. I have forgotten the name of that university. In effect, we added 4. NDC have built 4 public universities, 10 technical universities. MPP moved their way. Besides that, Mahama, before he left office, promised to build 200 senior high schools in order to roll the compulsory, the progressive senior high school education. He started 120, he completed 76, handed over 49, which were finished as at that time. Now, having done all these things, NPP have the temerity to look at us in the face and say we are against education. Okay. But you see,
thank you.
Oh, he spoke a lot.
No, he has not spoken yet.
Okay, when you give me the time for the next topic, I will come to this area because as for what the Daily Guide has published, to me it's a non-starter, but I will deal with that in a minute. Okay. And use the remaining part of my time to deal with this issue because it's very important to me.
All right, okay. Come in for me.
Just to conclude on my earlier submission, Otekoko to for now say to the second was quoted as saying, and I read, I do not know of any form of taxes that is less painful than others. So at last, government, by all means, would have to raise taxes to meet our needs. And if we are good citizens, we will pay our taxes. Nana Piao, no comment on that. Fast forward.
I have questions on that.
My brother, I have never said that 1992 constitution that propounded the free senior or free education in this country was a baby of the New Patriotic Party. Yes, the NPP did not partake in the drafting of the constitution. However, all the stakeholders who were part of the drafting of this constitution. Now, let us make this obnoxious and propaganda article of the NDC that, look, the 1992 constitution wasn't a bona fide property of the NDC, number one.
Of course, it is not.
Number two,
it is for the state.
It is the MPP in parliament that did not take part. Because we were not in parliament. We boycotted parliament, we didn't boycott the drafting of the 1992 constitution.
That's not true. That is never true.
It is evident.
Okay.
When you go to the parliamentary hazard, you could clearly see that the MPP were not in parliament, but the MPP did not boycott the drafting of the constitution. Now, fast forward. Assuming without admitting, my brother, somebody built Adoatv as it is today. If you are given the opportunity to be the CEO of Adoatv today, and tomorrow we see an ultra-modern Adoatv station, would you expect that your name is also written in gold in the history of Adoatv or not? Definitely yes, isn't it? Because you have been able to leverage upon the existing protocols to expand the tentacles of the TV station. In the 1992 constitution that you claim is your baby and propounded free education in this country, you couldn't implement that policy in over 30 years. Don't forget Rawlins's government spent and the NDC government spent over 27 years in government. 27 years after 1992 constitution, you couldn't.
You mentioned the progressive free senior high school.
So if they are the believers in progressive senior high school, why did Mahama and the NDC told us that free senior high school cannot be possible even after 20 years?
He said progressive will be possible.
Please. But why? Please, this is English show. Progressive senior high school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every government in this country is expected to spend maximum by the constitution, or a president is supposed to spend 8 years.
2 terms, yeah.
2 terms. And you are telling us you are implementing progressive, which means that in the shortest possible time, it should be possible to have free education. Unless they be abroad for the maintain. But if you understand English and you use the English term progressive, meaning you are getting closer to your objectives and your goals, isn't it? And somebody is saying that it is possible in the shortest possible time. You come back to tell us it is not even possible in 20 years.
Okay.
But today you are telling us we should give you the praise. However, go and check the Ghana education statistics and tell your viewers how John Ejekum Kufuor was able to improve Ghana's educational facilities in this country. And again, see, I always blame the MPP. You see, we are fond of making things better rather than doing populist approach. You know why? NDC will always point at brick and mortar governance. Yensi dying there, trust me, in this country, NDC will be the best. Yensi dying, because it is cheaper to put water in sand and start using it on walls. But you see, as we speak today, even the senior high schools alone, the MPP government and the education ministry have put up more than 920 new facilities or projects in the senior high schools alone. 900 and over.
Okay.
Assuming if those projects, we also do the populist approach and say that we are putting up Nanado senior high schools, those 900 facilities, how many schools would we have built at this time? Don't forget, we are putting up other modern senior high schools that have rewritten the policy of basic schools. Now, other schools that we are building, newly built schools, are going to have better infrastructure than we see in this country. So that the STEM facility or the STEM program that we want to implement in this country to support our industrial revolution will be a good thing.
Thank you very much for that, and that's it for that. But then there is another thing that we have to look at. This morning, the Daily Guide reports that Bagbin, that is the Speaker of Parliament, okays NDC motion from Dubai. There was a release just recently from the minority. It says that this revelation by the majority leader and Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Osei Chairman Sabunso, that is when he said that the Speaker of Parliament, whilst away in Dubai, has reportedly endorsed the motion filed by minority NDC as part of the efforts to get the approval of the 2022 budget by the majority NPP rescinded. The revelation by the majority leader. So he said the first deputy speaker is assuming full responsibility of the transaction of the business in the chamber. But my understanding is that the honorable speaker has minuted on the motion that he has admitted. If that is the case, then we are in for something dangerous. Okay, so this is a report in the Daily Guide this morning, and this is in relation with what is happening in Parliament as far as the budget is still concerned. Earlier in Honorable Amalibe's submission, he said this has been one of the most controversial budgets ever read in the history of our country. It looks as if the conversation is not ending anytime soon, as there is still back and forth on the approval of the budget. Now, per parliamentary procedure, the Speaker of Parliament, we are aware, is not in the country, but the majority leader has revealed that a motion that was put before Parliament, still disapproving the budget by the minority, has been admitted by the Speaker of Parliament whilst he is not in the country. Now, when the Speaker is not in the country, the first Deputy Speaker sits in for the Speaker to conduct the business of Parliament. So, according to the majority leader, we should be ready for some dangerous times ahead if the Speaker can be outside the country, parliamentary jurisdictions, and still be part of parliamentary business. The first time I started with Amaliba, let me start with you in this second conversation. Your leader in Parliament, that's the majority leader, is not happy with how the Speaker is conducting certain business, like being outside the country and still trying to be part of parliamentary process.
My first question that I would want you to help me: what document did the Speaker of Parliament leave behind before traveling to Dubai?
As in, when he is not around, who sits in for him?
Apart from that, what did he tell Ghanaians?
Is it with the budget?
No, with his role as a speaker. What did he tell Ghanaians before he left the shores of this country?
I don't know.
He's told us he's on leave.
He's on leave, yeah. He's seeking some medical attention, yeah.
Seeking medical attention. And per the constitution, who takes over? The deputy speaker.
So that was a routine medical checkup. Per constitution, first deputy speaker
takes over.
Yes.
My brother, nobody should ever think in this country that he has power than the 1992 constitution. Immediately anybody tries to do that, the person is trying to put this institution called the 1992 constitution into jeopardy. Even in business, okay? How would the managing director who is on leave and leave behind the deputy managing director and takes decision, singular decision, without recourse to to the acting managing director. In corporate governance, does it happen? Is it a good practice? Is it a good practice? Honorable Babi must not disappoint Ghanaians who at a time thinks that or thought it wise that let's for the first time in this country see how best we can have balanced parliament and see how this country can be managed. That is why he's now the Speaker of Parliament, who is an opposition member. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in his inaugural address, told Ghanaians that for him, he thinks that it is good test for Ghanaians to experience such a situation in this country. Why? Because if we are politicians who think about our country's progress, we are not supposed to put everything into partisan machinery and drive it, because that will not help the progress of this country. Now, Mr. Speaker, my question to you, if you understand corporate governance, and I understand he's a lawyer by profession, isn't it? So if today a client comes to him that I am the deputy CEO of Stephen Kwesi business, and Stephen Kwesi sits at his luxury facility and controls the affairs of the business without recourse to me, would he lead that person to the courtroom? I mean, we should do things apart from, for me, apart from the constitution. Let us use our morality to administer certain responsibilities that has been entrusted in our hands. You sit in Dubai, you send a message that you okays minorities motion on the budget, for Christ's sake. So we should wait for Mr. Speaker from Dubai before we take decisions for ourselves. Thank God, and I always say this, His Excellency the President of the Republic and the Vice President should never ever dare leaving the shores of this country for just a second and leave Agbambabing as an acting president. He will turn this country upside down, because you know what, he's so, let me use his word, obnoxious, so eager to become the President of the Republic, and he's so vindictive. I'm telling you, the Speaker of Parliament is vindictive, and he doesn't even want to adhere to the 1992 Constitution. That is why he's putting up this kind of attitude.
Okay.
If we have respected him, see, His Excellency the President is a very good man. Else, something would have happened in this country. But because he himself understands competition, and he always say this, even in his own party, when 60 other aspirants were contesting him, he said that he believed in competition because of democracy. Okay. So, Mr. Abambabe, please, Ghana doesn't belong to you, neither does it belong to the NDC or the MPP. It belongs to all of us. So whatever he's doing, he should be very careful.
Is it an issue of the Speaker continuously trying to, or I mean, let me put it this way, is it an issue of the Speaker trying to still engage in parliamentary business whilst...
He has ended his comment with a note of warning to the Speaker. You should be careful. The Speaker should be, you want the Speaker to be careful. You see, we should be very mindful of the things we say. I will come to that. But I will still have to go back and deal with the misinformation that Chan here. I have to.
What is
relative to education? My brother, NDC never sponsored.
Hold on. He said he's warning, if I heard him right, the President and the Vice President not to leave the country.
The final comment. The final comment.
Okay.
Yet always the Speaker should be careful the things he's doing. That was what he said.
Okay.
But I'll come to that. But you see,
you said you want to do something before.
Of course, I have to go back. It's my time.
No. I just want to be clear with what you.
I said I want to deal with the misinformation he said here relative to education.
To the. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Before you come to
the. Before I come to that, NDC never.
You have. Okay, you are doing it with
NDC never sponsored advertisement against education in this country.
Jesus Christ.
Wait.
Hold on. Allow him. Allow him.
How would you lie like that?
No. Kwesi, allow him. He allowed you, so can you allow?
I'm quiet.
If you read the Constitution carefully, Article 25 plus 1 paragraph B secondary education in its different forms, including technical and vocational education, shall be made generally available and accessible to all. Let me leave it there.
Okay.
So the operative word here is availability and accessibility. Without compromising quality. And the learning environment is a sine qua non to the success of education. So we are positioned.
You are giving us law term.
In 2012 elections was that when we are given the nod by the people of Ghana, we are going to focus on building 200 senior high schools in the communities as the first phase, so that by the next 2 years we will enroll it progressively. 2015-16 academic year, President Mahama, in inaugurating the first maiden schools of that E-blocks at Ekunfu Etuam, Prof. Men's own hometown, lined the progressive free senior high school in compliance with the constitutional provision, progressively free. And indeed, when he did that, UNICEF recommended President Mahama for that.
Okay, thank
Presidential candidate Adoatv Akufo-Addo said that Mahama free SHS, good news to Ghanaians. Google it will come.
It's there.
Let me conclude on this.
It's true.
Let me finish on this.
And come there.
Finally on this.
It's almost done.
MPP's own 2017 budget, paragraph 871 or 781, you can check it. When the finance minister, and mind you, the finance minister is President Akufo-Addo's cousin, okay? When he was reading the budget in Parliament, said that the social interventions introduced by the regime within that period included progressive free senior high school education, and he said we spent 25.3 million Ghana cedis on that policy.
Okay.
Therefore, that collapsed the argument completely right away.
Come here so that.
As for other things, I think that we'll look for another time because you think they are peripheral, but we will be very important for the sake of time. You see, Honorable Kingsford, Honorable Right Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Kingsford Sumana Bagben, is a lawyer of unquestionable repute. He's an institution of his own, and he's an embodiment of constitutionality, constitutionalism, and democracy, not only in Ghana but in Africa. And his pedigree is unmatched by his peers. It's unmatched. No one in Parliament now can compare himself to Honorable Babagwe. Not even President Akufo-Addo, because when he was in Parliament, President Akufo-Addo was not in Parliament. So in terms of parliamentary seniority, he's older than President Akufo-Addo. Likewise, presidential seniority, Mahama is older than him. So he doesn't come anywhere close.
Thank you. Go ahead. Just
therefore,
in 1 minute. For
these two gentlemen will never usurp. Therefore, this gentleman will never usurp
the
powers of the Constitution. The issue have been hanging around Standing Order 109 and Article 102 and 104, 1, 2, and 3 of the Constitution. To me, Article 129 Clause 1A gives the interpretation powers of the Constitution to the Supreme Court. If anyone has a challenge, let the person go there. Okay. But the motion in Parliament by Honorable Minority Leader ostensibly is that the Speaker the Speaker of Parliament, or when the person presides over proceedings in Parliament, that person loses the original and casting vote. Therefore, it was unconstitutional and illegal for Honorable Osei Owusu Jowais, when presiding as a speaker at that material time, counted himself and claimed there were 138, nulling 137 decision taken earlier. And by virtue of that, what it was wrong.
Thank you.
These are the matters.
Thank you.
So if the Speaker of Parliament is saying that he okayed the motion, let him come and let's see how the
will. Okay, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Mr. Kingsley Amali. The name is Kingsley, right?
Haruna
I always said Kingsford because you mentioned Kingsford.
Haruna Amali Kingsley, that's the name.
This is all time would permit us to do on the show. Our time is we had to even.
Do you want to say something again? What do you have to say?
I don't have anything to say.
You have nothing to
I don't have
Thank you
anything
very
to say
much. Thank you
because
very
he has
much.
already contradicted himself on the 104
Kingsley
motion because the man didn't vote. He contacted
for coming through. Our time is fast spent, and we are grateful to you for staying with us. Tomorrow we are coming on with a lot on this particular discussion, so stay with us. My name is Samuel Kusiapia. God willing, tomorrow we come your way. But until then, stay with us because we have more things for you on Adoatv. Bye bye.